It's Friday, February 5th. I'm Amber.
And I'm Armando.
And we are
Nightly News.
Would you be able to help someone in a time of need?
I don't know if I would, but Jordan Davis surely could. And here's Emma with the story.
It's not every day someone rises to the occasion during a medical emergency, but Oñate's very own Jordan Davis stepped up to the plate when his teacher, Mr. Miscus, had a serious injury.
Well, I don't remember much. I just remember the point right before and then waking up on a stretcher out in the parking lot.
He was calling up students to check their grades before the semester ended, and he sent the last student to their desk, and I thought he yawned, but it turns out he was actually having a seizure. He fell out of his chair, hit his head on the side of one of his counters. He hit the floor so hard that his completely eye socket collapsed. When people have seizures, they bite their tongue, so he's bleeding in his mouth pretty bad. And I heard him gurgling blood, so I knew he couldn't breathe. And everybody else was freaking out. Some of the students were running for help. Some people were calling 911. So I got down beside of him, turned him over on his side, lifted his head up off the ground. He was bleeding all out the back of his head on me. Tilted his head forward to get the blood out of his throat so he could actually breathe a little bit. He stopped seizing by that point. The first nurse got there. She told everybody to get out. Well, no, the officer got there. He told everybody to get out, but he didn't know what to do, and I was still standing there with Mr. Miscus by his side. And then the nurse got there, and she got on the other side of him, and I was still there, and she asked me if blood was bothering me. I could leave if I wanted to. I said no. And then once the second nurse got there, she kind of took my spot, and then that was it.
Cadet Davis, front and center.
The police chief tried to make it, but he couldn't, so he sent one of his officers. I got kind of like a challenge coin, you know. I got one of those from the police department, and I got a certificate of something. And from the Navy, I got another certificate and a ribbon for cadet achievement, and I got a certificate from the area manager, Commander Merv Dow.
All throughout the event, Cadet Davis remained calm and in control until staff and emergency medical personnel arrived. When asked of the incident, his response was, and I quote, "I was in the zone."
I was kind of, I don't know, wasn't freaked out. It was just, I was kind of all the adrenaline was built up and everything. So I felt like everything was going a lot slower than it was. And I was just reacting. That's basically it. I knew I had to do something.
When fire and ambulance personnel arrived, the area was clear. Your superb self-initiative, keen observation skills, and meticulous attention to detail played a key role in the immediate response, saving Mr. Miscus from further injuries. Great credit upon yourself, and you're commended for a job well done. Awesome job, Jordan.
Jordan Davis went above and beyond when the time came. If an opportunity arises, will you rise to the occasion, or will you stand with the crowd? Reporting for the Nightly News, this has been Emma Bilvato.
So what's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
I think the Broncos are going to take it home. Here's my dear results.
Well, the playoffs are finally over, and two teams have made it to the Super Bowl. We have the Broncos and the Panthers. What team do you think is going to win?
I think the Panthers are going to win.
All Denver Broncos. All right, Peyton Manning's here this year.
Panthers, because their defense is real strong.
I think the Denver Broncos are going to win.
There's so many predictions on who's going to win the Super Bowl. To find out who wins, tune in Sunday, February 7th on CBS. Reporting for the Nightly News, this is Mighty. Let's go Panthers!
And if you don't have any plans for Super Bowl Sunday, it's not too late.
Here's Jade with the inside.
Hey Knights, it's Super Bowl Sunday weekend and the Panthers are playing the Broncos. I went around the castle and asked the Knights who they thought were going to win. Here's what they said.
The Carolina Panthers.
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 The Broncos are going to win.
Broncos all the way, baby. Panthers.
Panthers.
The Broncos.
Broncos.
The Panthers. Cam Newton has really big arms.
The Panthers.
Panthers.
Broncos all the way, baby! Woo!
The Carolina Panthers have not been in the Super Bowl since 2003. and the Denver Broncos since 2014. This will be Super Bowl number 50, and it will be at 4:30 on Sunday. Make sure to catch the Super Bowl this weekend. Signing off for the Nightly News, this has been Jade.
Amber, can you get this one? I need to go get my story ready.
I got you. Is your relationship healthy enough to survive Valentine's Day? Armando's gonna tell you if you can.
This Valentine's Day, we went around the castle and got some opinions on high school relationships.
Then I saw you in a dream right up on it. It's strange, but I don't need space from you. In every single thing you do, I like.
What do you think about high school relationships?
High school relationships can be really awesome. Hope you get through high school and then you get to hang out.
I guess I don't think that kids should be in like serious relationships in high school because there's just so many opportunities and you meet new people, and I just think they need to keep their options open to stuff. And they're still learning, everybody's still learning, so.
Personally, I think high school relationships are not worth your time.
Yeah, they don't last at all after high school. They're trash.
High school relationships are so cool because you can cheat with girls at different high schools and they won't know, you know? So high school relationships are where it's at.
I've been chased. Maybe I just knew I had to wait for you.
And that is it for this Valentine's Day.
Remember not to get into a relationship if you're not ready. Signing off.
Signing off.
Poet's Corner.
Mr. Staley.
Vikings never ask, "Are we there yet?" They just scan the horizon with their armored hips pressed against the railing. And it's nothing where you see the end, like a line for a roller coaster. And it's not like Russian roulette or even regular roulette. And Vikings, they suck at sneaking up. Branches rattle their helmets, not to mention their laughter. And it's true. One day, the operating room nurses will take her down a far-off hallway where she'll get smaller and smaller in their arms until they turn a corner to assemble around her and open her belly like the bow of a Viking ship opens the sea. And you go to sleep with waiting, and you rise with it curdled on your tongue, or bracing for the Mississippi to crest 32 miles from shore, or waiting for a B-positive liver to be delivered to Texas Children's Hospital, Houston, room 1222. And the doctors and nurses will tell you it's a waiting game. And that cheers you up like a salt lens 3 miles wide cheers up the sea. And Vikings, like anybody, I guess, they can't help that rush of pressure up from their hearts into their helmets, but you can write poems instead of crying. And by now, you're wishing the phone would ring with an offer, with a liver to swirl from one body of water into another. And Vikings, when they don't have phones, they use screaming and fire. It's not waiting for a hangover to recede. It's not swimming with your mouth open. It's not even a ride to Rothko Chapel where maybe under the onus of art you'll find God. It's not Leif Erikson. It's the wreck of the Hesperus. It's your daughter tied to the mast in a hurricane. And it's official. Those are eagles you see circling her steel crib. They're here to claw out her liver. Each day, it grows back. They're back again. It's not Eastern medicine or Western, or talking to the trees or crossing a street when you're not supposed to. It's a butterfly in a blizzard. It's a satellite looking down. If only you could stop noticing a hospital room under an ocean of bile. And the nurses are laughing at you, laughing at your spine like a dorsal fin, swishing, breaking the surface. If only your heart was broken, how easy life would be.
And now time for Night Center.
Let's kick it off to Mia and Anissa.
Welcome back, Knights. I'm Anissa and this is Mia.
And Night Center starts now.
Addicted to the thrill. It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem, tell me now.
Congrats to our boys on defeating Mayfield.
And here's a story on boys basketball. #1 ranked boys tonight at 7 as they take on Gadsden. Hope to see you all there.
Our wrestling team has the week off as they prepare for their 3-6A tournament
in Carlsbad. Good luck, boys.
And here's the hot seat. All our spring sports have officially kicked off their practices this week.
Tune in next week for tennis and track.
Thanks for tuning in, Knights.
Hope to see you all at the game tonight.
And see you on next week's edition of Night Center.
Signing off, this has been Anissa and Mia. Bye!
That wraps up another edition of Nightly News.
Thanks for watching.